So, yeah, that's where it's going to get diluted. How are you doing?
Sorry, Tommy.
I know what you're saying. I know you're saying. Yeah. That's where I felt like the whole committee should, where everybody should give information. More than just. It is on board doc? It was not on yesterday. Oh, was that? No. I'm board doc, you said. Honest with you, but I didn't look at it.
The one on the back.
Are you live? You can see it?
I didn't see it.
Yeah. Yeah, I put it right in front of him. I put it right in front of Dan. We good? Okay. Thank you.
Well,
Can you hear us?
Mirror the screen.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Mrs. G,
Yes.
mirror the screen.
What?
Flip the screen. So it.
Why is
so
that
it
one not
reads
going?
correctly.
Aren't we gonna turn it on?
Yeah, I did.
There we go.
That if I hit this, it's gonna turn that one off.
Do you want me to go press the button on that one?
Yes.
I'm gonna hold on a minute.
Yeah. Sorry.
There's two on the top. You need to sign stuff. Use this pen.
Did you see when I was out there?
I didn't look at the name. You just told Dan it's not accurate. Okay, thank you. It's not zero. Oh, just unless that his thing don't lie.
I looked for it. I didn't see it today.
I didn't see it yesterday. Yeah.
The podium is not here. So I'm not gonna go to the podium.
Amy just makes sure phone's on vibrate.
Next time, turn it up.
It is.
Just.
Can I call him the order now?
Mhm.
Amy, is this one you want to refer to?
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna call the meeting to order at 6:03 PM. Can I get a roll call, please?
You absolutely can. Mr. Bargu?
Present.
Mr. Pajaro?
Present.
Mrs. Evans? Mr. Foster?
Present.
Also present. Mr. McLaughlin?
Present.
And Mr. Stone.
Present.
Excellent. We have a full board.
We will stand for the pledge of allegiance and the bear flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We will be prepared to lead, expect excellence, accept responsibility for our actions, respect ourselves, each other, and our district, stay focused on safety and learning. Subject C is the approval of the agenda. Motion to approve the agenda as presented.
So moved.
Mr. McLaughlin,
Or.
supported by Mr. Pajaro. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? Motion carries 7-0. Views and comments, citizens?
I have none.
Hearing none. Written communication.
I have none.
Special presentation. Subject A is honoring of heroes. I'll turn it over to Miss Amy G.
All right, so this meeting was very special to me because I wanted to take the opportunity to honor some people that, is it okay if I stand up?
Absolutely.
Okay, I feel very weird sitting and talking. So I wanted to honor the people that really had a hand in saving a very special gentleman from our community that services not just Jefferson, but tons of districts across the county, all over the place, and has for years. So if it's okay, Mr. Sanders, can I invite you up here for a minute, please? Can we give this wonderful gentleman a round of applause? So those of you you that may or may not know, Mr. Sanders was repping our basketball game at Jefferson High School here against Summerfield. And Mr. Sanders experienced a medical emergency that took him down, where the AED machine was used not once but twice to save his life. And the saving of Mr. Sanders' life was not just an isolated incident of just one individual. It was a huge group of people that really, really played an integral role of sharing on their part. And there were people from Summerfield High School that were there. The coaches and the teams from both programs were absolutely phenomenal in offering Mr. Sanders the privacy that he so deserved during this very private time. And it was just a huge, huge win by everybody. He is here, and I'm super proud to announce that, Mr. Sanders, what was the first day you were back? You're back on the court, right?
So I'm back, excuse me, I was back in court last Thursday in Morenci. So I did a doubleheader.
Yeah.
And
Emotional.
so I'm back on the court.
So this event, I asked obviously the board if we could take advantage of this at our board meeting to publicly announce the people that had a hand in helping you, Mr. Sanders. And obviously this event was planned with his permission. Of course, he couldn't stay away from the basketball court. Having seen him, I broke down in tears as soon as I saw him. My little one actually saw him. She was like, "Mom, the referee, he's okay." So everybody in the community knows and sees, who Mr. Sanders is and knows that he's okay. So I would like to announce the people that really made a difference. We have a certificate for you if you can come up when I call your name, and we have a medal for you, and your medal says you make a difference. Okay, we really, really appreciate it. So the first one, and I'm not gonna try not to cry. Angela Prush. Angela Prush is the wonderful clinical nurse, and correct me if I'm wrong, you are a nurse, right? Respiratory therapist, okay. And Angela is the individual, I'm gonna cry, oh man, that actually did the chest compressions on Mr. Sanders. I'm so emotional over this. It was unbelievable. She went right into action, literally within seconds. She was calling for the AED. Our athletic director ran to go grab that. Our staff started evacuating the gym immediately to make sure, like I referenced earlier, to provide the privacy to Mr. Sanders during the medical emergency. I was on the phone with 911 the whole entire time, helping dispatch with saying what was happening, and obviously letting them know that Ms. Prush was administering the chest compressions, and just the such swift action of everybody that we're about to announce. And then the paramedics that arrived came in, went right into action and took over. It was brilliant by everybody involved, and I just can't thank everyone enough. And I know, Mr. Sanders, you feel the same way. So, Ms. Prush, this is for you. Thank you so very much for your life-saving efforts. You are so appreciated. Next, we have our incredible athletic director, Elisa Epler. Elisa went right into action, and I saw her from across the gym. She went sprinting right for the AED, right into action, helping us oversee everything. She knew right where it was, and Elisa has a very detailed plan that she put together for medical emergencies on the court or on the field, wherever we are at Jefferson schools, and she knew her plan from top to bottom and executed it beautifully. So we could not be more proud of you, Elisa. Thank you so much for your leadership. Next, Coach Joe Radford. Is Coach Joe here? There you are. All right. Thank you, Joe, for everything. We appreciate you. We have, I'm going to save these guys for the list. Oh, that's just mine. That was nice of Karen. We have our wonderful trainer, Matt Ely. Thank you for everything, Coach Matt. We have his beautiful wife, Kylie Ely. Kylie is also our varsity volleyball coach. Yes, you know this. Yes. Deb DeVault is not here. She's at her son's basketball game right now. He was asked to play up on JV today. So she is our CFO. She was also there. Okay, so we'll recognize her publicly as well. We have Miss Jen Brown. Oh, not here. Okay, Jen Brown is our food service director, but she was also there. She was outside waving in our amazing paramedics going, he's in here, let's go, get in here. She was one of them expediting there, getting them in, showing them where you were. Yep, Marlene Barton. Not here either. Marlene was here also. She's a nurse, actually Mr. Barton's wife. She was there ready to tap in if Miss Prush needed assistance at any time. She was on standby the whole time. Yes, Mr. Abrams, coach, come on down. Thank you, coach. All right. Then next we have Mr. Ryan Klingler. He actually donated the AED from WLHT Foundation. Yes, both of you. Come on down. Thank you very much. Appreciate you both very much.
And I just announced this West Leonard Heart Team. That's our, my husband's, my son that passed away 14 years ago. So from cardiac arrest. So that's our foundation.
Thank you very much. Mike Geyer, one of the Frenchtown paramedics, came to swift action. Thank you, sir. We appreciate you very much. Thank you very much. Matt, I hope I said this right. Matt Deal, is that right? All right. Frenchtown paramedic also. Thank you, sir. We appreciate you very much. Captain John DeBar. Thank you, sir, for everything. Appreciate you. And last but not least, we have a certificate for you and appreciation for all you do. I'm so emotional, it's terrible. We appreciate you. You're back on the court, and we're proud to have you as a part of our Jefferson family.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. I can't ever. Oh, here you go. Thank you. Yes, yes. Thank you very, very much. Appreciate everybody. A picture? Is that okay? Can we take a minute?
Refreshments you have out there, I think, right?
Yes, that would be great.
Okay. We're gonna take 10 minutes if you guys want to take some pictures, and then there's some refreshments in the
Yes,
lobby.
and refreshments are for everybody. Okay, so please help yourself, a little snack. We'll take a little break, take some pictures. Everybody that has their certificate, if you can come out into the hallway with Mr. Sanders, that would be great. It is. It is.
All right, we're gonna go back into session. Go ahead.
This is unmuted from here. I don't know if that is, it's not registering.
Moving on to the report of the superintendent. Just updates. Yep, superintendent updates, and then you have some admin content on the agenda.
Yes. Sorry, you gotta get
Okay.
Where are we? Yes, okay. Okay, I just have a couple updates. So first and foremost, I'm super excited to announce that, and I asked Deb's permission. Obviously, she couldn't be here this evening, but I want to give a shout out to Deb DeVault, our Director of Business and Finance, as well as to Mrs. Leanne Vaslow. Together, they wrote a grant for music and visual arts. And we just found out yesterday that we were awarded the grant of, you ready? Wait for it. $262,000. Actually, the real number is 262,896 to be exact. Yes, and it could be used for instruments and like all different kinds of salaries and people and anything. So
K-12?
K-12, and we just got, no, I take it back. It's K-8. I apologize. And I just got news that we can start with it right now. So they were going to pause it, but the grant was getting released to us because it's not federal. So we're good. It's not on a pause. Yep. Super proud of them. Also, we are excited to announce that we hired a social worker. We switched staff from the high school. We had a little extra staff over there, and we moved with her own personal excitement. Miss Alyssa West is going to move from social worker at the high school to North Elementary starting Monday, February 10th. So we're really excited about that. And we are grateful to her for being willing to move schools, I should say. North has one social worker that is spread very thin. So it was additional support for over there, which is really beneficial. And then lastly, we were able to finalize the chosen candidates for the interviews for principal at North. And those interviews will be next week. And Karen will start to call those chosen candidates to interview tomorrow to get those going.
Admin content.
What?
Do not have that on your agenda?
No?
You have rec center new hire through EduStaff. Brandon Garrett is the rec center supervisor, and Aiden Markovich, rec center receptionist. And then an internal transfer of Jossie Draft, bus aide to lead custodian at Soul Elementary.
I don't have that on mine.
Okay.
Yes, mine cut off.
All right. Moving on to new business, general fund bills. Motion to receive the recommendation of the committee of the whole regarding payment of the general fund bills.
So,
Mr.
Motion.
McLaughlin, Mr. Pajaro, supported by Mr. McLaughlin. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
yes.
Opposed? Motion carries 7-0. Approval of the minutes. A motion to approve the minutes for December 2024.
Motion.
Mr. Foster, supported by,
Sport.
you guys were really not on it tonight, huh?
I'm
Any discussion?
Only boys.
See that? Thank you.
Hearing no discussion, all in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? Motion carries 7-0. Subject C is the hiring of Stacy Guyman, Soul Elementary custodian. Motion to hire Stacy Guyman as a custodian at Soul Elementary effective January 6, 2025. New employee paperwork has been completed and satisfied. Mr. McLaughlin, supported by Mr. Foster.
No, it's
No.
not part.
Mr. Barton.
I love it.
All right. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? Motion carries 7-0. Subject D is the hiring of Heidi Schilling as a paraprofessional at Soul Elementary effective January 13th, 2025. New employee paperwork has been completed and satisfied.
Motion.
Mr. Foster,
Support.
Mrs. Lancaster. Discussion?
How did you pronounce that, sir?
Schilling?
Just asking.
It could be wrong, but that's.
Does anybody want to correct that?
Heidi, are you here? Heidi?
Okay. Did I butcher that name? Okay. Any more discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Opposed? Motion carries 7-0. Subject E, motion to approve the hiring of Talon Kaczynski as a paraprofessional at Soto Elementary effective January 13th, 2025. New employee paperwork has been completed and satisfied.
Motion. Support.
Mr. Bojaro, supported by Mr. Barton. Any discussion? Did I butcher that name? All in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? Motion carries 7-0. Subject F is the hiring of Megan Davis. Motion to approve the hiring of Megan Davis as a paraprofessional at Soto Elementary, effective January 21st, 2025. New employee paperwork has been completed and satisfied.
Motion?
Lancaster, supported by Mr. McLaughlin. Discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Opposed? Motion carries 7-0. I do. Subject G, upward bound students engineer for the day at the University of Toledo. A motion to approve the upward bound students to attend the engineer for the day at the University of Toledo on February 18th, 2025.
Motion.
Mrs. Lancaster, supported by Mr. Barton. Any discussion?
My standing question is, can I go? Any field
Absolutely.
trips, I would love to.
Yes, absolutely. You're always welcome.
And the only reason we're doing this is because it's over our state lines, correct?
Correct.
That's a no.
For Jackie to go?
Rude.
All in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? Motion carries 7-0. Subject H, motion to adopt the attached general fund budget amendment resolution for the 24-25 fiscal year.
Motion.
Mrs. Lancaster, supported by Mr. Bojaro. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? Abstain? Okay. So I'm going to call that one more time. All in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? And then one abstain. Motion carries 6-1. Subject I is the ticket booth project. Motion to authorize the administration to proceed with the ticket booth project and to accept a bid from Keyline Concrete Services in the amount of $114,305.
Motion.
Mr. Foster,
Support.
supported by Mr. Bojaro. Any discussion?
You're gonna be able to get started right away? Is there a time frame or
Yes.
anything? Okay.
Right away.
Permit's
Next
already
week.
been submitted?
Yeah.
Everything's good? Okay.
Yep.
What was the amount?
$114,305. KUEHNLILEIN.
And that was the recommendation of our.
That was the
operations.
recommendation of Jody Dunn, Operations Director.
Yes.
Okay, any more discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? Motion carries 7-0. And hopefully I'm on the right spot because I lost my staple. High school outdoor track project is subject J. Motion to authorize the administration to proceed with the high school outdoor track project and to accept a bid from Star Trek in the amount of $238,000.
So moved.
Mr. McLaughlin, Mr. Barton. Discussion?
I just want to reference that it will be blue.
It will be blue.
It will be Jefferson blue track.
Is this a recommendation from our
This is also-
facilities?
A recommendation from Mr. Dunn.
We did discuss this in the facilities committee meeting, and I wanted to reassure that during this project, because the athletic was concerned that during this phase of doing it, that there would be proper signage and stuff like that during the construction, so it doesn't interfere. So we're on board with that and making sure that this will be done safely, safety in mind, making sure that all the students continue to do what they're supposed to do for the school and all of their events.
And it's my
It
understanding.
will be, in my opinion, a little bit of getting used to, obviously with the new construction going on, but we'll, with safety in mind, we'll do the right thing.
And it's my understanding this is the company that did the track originally.
In 2008.
In
Yes.
2008. And it's lasted a long time, so I think.
That was a long time.
Yeah.
How long is the project supposed to last? Does anybody know?
Do you have a time frame?
I'm under the impression if they start in the springtime, that's what they're doing. Potentially, if everything goes right, maybe before the start of the next school year. You know what I mean? But,
Oh, no, it'll be done.
maybe before that.
Just
but again,
just a few weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, a few
I was
years.
gonna say,
It was 4 or 5.
And the reason why I say that, I know, is just in case if there's any unforeseen scenarios that could be.
Right.
Best case scenario, yes, we, hell, I would love to have for graduating.
Yeah, due to the.
But that's a little bit too much looking ahead, but I'm sure we're gonna have it in a timely fashion.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? Motion carries 7-0. Moving on to oral communications.
I have none.
None. Written communication. Oh, we don't do written in this part. We're
I
good.
do not.
Moving on to administration.
Okay, I would first like to go with, I know, Mrs. Windells is stepping in for Mr. Dunn. I would like to give Mr. Dunn a huge shout out this evening. It is his birthday today. That is why Mr. Dunn is not here, and his amazing wife is taking him to a birthday dinner. So he is excused this evening. Mrs. Windells is stepping in. If you can go ahead and read the facilities report.
Sure. Okay, have Jody's report. Go to dinner with his family. That the track company, it was the only local company that came out to walk the track. So, and it was 2008. And he also made a note that Keyline Concrete walked the site with us. They're a local company and the price is reasonable because the scope of work and manpower necessary for the job. He feels they are the best option for the job. So those were his notes on that. And then here's the rest. Roofs, weather guard will be out to close up the open roof over the middle school gym. That's if water doesn't penetrate and get to the hardwood floor of the gym. The projected date on this will be the week of 12/9, which obviously that already happened. They were out the first week of January because there were 2 more leaks in the area. And the thought is that those leaks were caused by them actually working on the other leaks on the roof. So they are actively addressing it. The bathrooms by the high school gymnasium, the handicap conversion, the Ray group has finished installing the partitions for the stalls. There are some toilets that need to be removed and adjusted because of the new stalls shapes. The recreation center tile, special order tile came in the hallway and transition strip by the weight room has been repaired and fixed. The door project has finally been wrapped up. The punch list was completed and closed out. Actively in progress, the exhaust and the CTE welding. Exhaust piping is almost complete. It is built up on the floor and waiting to be put together. Work was hampered by illness that swept through the workers of that company, as well as some staff. They are currently on site working on the exhaust piping. Air conditioning at JMS. The James Jacobs Architect and Adrian Mechanical continue to discuss the project progress and other open items. They are almost complete there. The girls' locker room at the high school. Our custodial staff is in the process of adding extra lighting because it was quite dark in there and painting the girls' bathrooms as well as the lockers within that, in that locker room. It's a slow process because we are working around sporting events and the education of the kids. And then pending the stadium project, the RFPs were posted, as you know, and now they have been approved by you, so thank you. The math wing chiller, we met with Steve on the 17th and 20th. They gave us a quote on the compressor for room 6A at the high school and are working on a quote for the entire math wing. We plan to also ask Adrian Mechanical to give us a quote when they're finished at the middle school. The chemistry lab, we met with Steve on the 17th and the 20th to go over the next steps for the gas lines for the chemistry rooms at the high school. We walked the basement cave area under the school and determined which lines went to the chemistry room. Jody noticed part of an existing line that currently holds pressure but has been compromised by a previous water trip. So he's requested that they do replace that also. There were also a number of shutoffs in the line leading to the chemistry lab that would need to be replaced to bring it up to code. So that's also been discussed for the estimates with Steve. Steve is getting quotes from their suppliers for new burners for the tops of the table. We could have them at Steve's cost. They are working up a quote for this week. It said if we can, for this work, and if we can get it approved at next month's board meeting, we should be able to complete this work during Easter break. The water filtration filter first legislation, we have identified and documented all of the water outlets in succession to where the water comes into the building, inside each building. We are working with Deb to identify where we will need to remove and replace or add filtered water outlets. We've also worked with Zurn LK, who's the biggest in the business, and for fountains and bottle filling stations per the new state requirements, which require everything to have a lighted filter change cartridge notification on it. We have a meeting scheduled tomorrow with Ferguson to discuss. They have some rebates and grants if we buy from them. And Zurn LK recommended that we buy the products from them because it would be cheaper with rebates. So we're working with D'Angelo from Ferguson tomorrow. We also need to order all the proper badging for all the non-potable drinking water in the district. Before those badges go in, we would ask that Mrs. G sends out communication to the community, so there's no confusion that all of a sudden the kids can't drink out of the pump, or the bathroom sinks. Even the bathroom sinks, even the toilets have to have signs over them that say non-potable, not for drinking water. So we don't want to incite any panic. We're just meeting the state guidelines. The state fire inspector was at schools the week of January 13th. And we need to develop a plan to replace some panels for our fire systems at North and the middle school. We are actively working on that. The lawn service contract agreement has expired. That will go out for RFP in the next couple of weeks. And in transportation, we are continuously working to provide all the athletic transportation for games. We have been able to provide for every game for the winter season with our new buses and our added staff. So that is wonderful news. We struggled last year greatly, but we're happy. Then Jefferson and Monroe had entered into a consortium for McKinney-Vento transportation. It's the first of its kind in the state, and we are continuing to utilize that. We've had a lot of added students and a lot of students that have secured more stable housing that have dropped off. So we are able to provide these students minimum bus times with and in a very effective manner to get them directly from school to home. So they're not displaced any further. And that is Julie's report.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. Deb, did you have anything you wanted to?
I don't know, so I'll listen to
Okay, okay,
so sorry.
okay. Okay, Miss Rowe.
Good evening, everyone. It's so good to see everyone's faces. We are just wrapping up NWA. Those cold weather days did not help us at all, on top of all the sickness that is going around with our littles. They just can't make it. So all of ELA and MAP is done, with the exception of some of our students that just have not been able to be here to test the first time around, but we're hoping to be done tomorrow. I know Mrs. Mitchell is super excited to wrap this up.
We haven't even started. I don't like.
So yeah, so that's a really good feeling, so that we can get that out of the way. With Cub Care, I have a meeting with Ms. Patsy today, and we have submitted 2 grants for our Cub Care. Currently, we do not have an outside area for our infants and toddlers, and it's actually quite expensive because it has to be in an enclosed area for the safety reasons. So both of those grants that she applied for is for a new area for them so that they can get outside, weather being safe for them, of course. So we're hoping to hear back probably within a month to maybe 8 weeks. So as soon as I have an update for that, I can let you guys know. So we're excited about that. So book fair is next week, along with Spirit Week, with the support of the high school students. So thank you for always including us in that. We appreciate it. For those of you who were here last year, SOAP does a Yes Club, and it's young exceptional students. We are kind of revamping that to kind of fit the needs in our building. So basically what it is we like to recognize those students who are always going above and beyond and doing all of the right things, but because we work so hard at our supported students, which they need it, sometimes those friends that are just always doing the right thing aren't recognized. So we will be starting that back up in February. We are going to have an assembly. We're going to invite parents in. And just make it a really nice celebration for those kiddos because they're working so hard, but sometimes we don't see it. So I'm super excited for that. So we'll have parents, balloons, all the fun things for parents to come in. So we're excited about that. Stoke has been awarded the Leadership Award from the National School Choice Week Foundation. That's a mouthful. But I'm super excited because we were being honored for our dedication to inspiring and motivating students. So that made me happy because my teachers are working so hard and all of the staff for that to happen. So to be recognized, that's super exciting. So I'm really proud of them for that. Lastly, our results finally came in from the Pepito fundraiser. So our top seller was Easton Balsamo, who is one of our kindergarten students. So he will get lunch with the principal and a friend from any area restaurant. We go and pick it up, and then we have a big celebration in my office with that friend and his friend that he chooses. The top selling class this year was Mrs. Upchurch's class, so they'll get a pizza / ice cream party, which they don't know what that yet. So that'll be fun to tell them tomorrow. We did draw names for the students who sold 15 or more items, and Jonathan Cavallini was our winner for that. So his family will get a 4-pack of Funland passes so the family can go do something fun. And then lastly, there were 20 students that sold $350 or more of our product. So at our assembly in February for our Yes Club celebration, they will get to mummify me with toilet paper and a leaf blower and all of the fun things. So we're super excited for that. So there were 20 of them, so I was really excited. So that's my report.
Do you have a number of fundraising, the fund?
Oh,
What you guys?
So our goal was 15,000 and we ended up a little over 17. So
Okay.
we blew it out of the water.
That's
so I was
awesome.
really
Yay.
excited because it was a little slow to start. I'm like, oh, come on, this can't be the year we don't make it. And then everybody pulled through. So yeah, so thank you everybody that participated.
Love it. Did she say mummy?
Yes, mummified. With a leaf blower?
I'm so confused. What do you mean mummified with a leaf blower?
So we have to take the blower and then we modified it with wire and then put the toilet paper on it, and when they hit it'll blow toilet paper on me and they can go all around.
When is this happening?
It'll happen at our assembly for our Yes Club celebration, and I believe that's scheduled for February 28th in the morning. So, yeah, I had worked on it all Christmas break.
I need that date. Can you please email me that?
I would
need-
like all the principals to participate.
Okay.
Mr. Stump wants all the principals to participate.
Yeah, I think they all would
I
like
think
to do
Mr.
that.
Stump should participate.
I'll do it. You know, a lot of toilet paper.
It is the date. Okay, beautiful. That's so fun. Okay, awesome. Next, Miss Wendells, our new interim principal at North.
Hi, everybody. I have notes on my phone, so sorry for being on my phone. We finished NWA this week, went really well. We had a couple kids that were new enrollment, so we kind of had to wait to have Mr. Petty put them into the system, so it took a couple days, but they're all done and all through it, so it's super great. We recently had an assembly where all of our students got to get a book called Nuts to You. Mrs. Harmon, before she left, she got to read a passage to the students. They all got to have a copy to take home with them, which was funded through a grant, so that was super amazing for our kids. Last night we had our Gizmos night where we had partnered with the Gizmos company. They brought a bunch of games in. We had a ton of families come. Over 100 people came. They got a coupon for $15 off, and they were able to take a game home with them. And they also got to play their game at the Gizmos night with our wonderful, amazing staff. So that was super fun. Next week we're doing the Kids Heart Challenge, led by our gym teacher, Mrs. Kopp. The kids are going to learn her hands-only CPR, and I included the video for you guys to all look at in our document that we share. And then we'll also do a Kids Heart Challenge Spirit Week. There's Just Like Your Favorite Teacher, there's Wear Red. The kids get to earn capes and prizes, so it's super fun, and we're really excited to partner with them. We also have a health fair next Thursday from 5 to 6:30 in the cafeteria and gym. There's going to be nutrition tables. We have student volunteers, staff volunteers. It's going to be a lot of fun, so please come join us. Our kids are getting excited about the Valentine's Day parties. We're having them on the 13th since the 14th is a half day this year. And then, of course, the daddy-daughter dance on the 20th. They're super excited. We have a couple changes to our PBIS process. I heard from our staff that we're a little frustrated, and so are the parents, with what's going on with it being online. So we're bringing back doing intentional kind things for our students. doing tickets, and we also are putting out baskets in front of the library where the student can fill out their ticket, put it in to win a prize at the end of the month. So we're really looking forward to doing that. Then thank you to everyone who donated to our family for the house fire and for Mrs. Rowe for putting that together for us as well. We've gotten a lot of donations at North. I assume you guys have got a lot of donations as well at SOAP, so we really appreciate the community support for that. And then we're just working together as a staff to have a very welcoming environment. I've been really supported by all of them and really appreciate it. So go Bears.
Thank you. Great job. Mr. Neto?
Hi, everybody. I want to apologize for my attire. Did untuck my sweatshirt. That's a wrestling look, and we're about 12, 13 weeks into our wrestling season, so we're getting to the part where we meet Saturday, some districts, end of the year stuff. So I'm locked in. I credit this wrestling program a lot of my future successes I've had over the years. So we're hoping we're doing the same for kids too. All right, let's talk about the middle school. 3 current events. We have their graduation. Graduation took place January 17th. 6th graders had a great time at their ceremony, receiving awards and reading essays. We went live on Facebook and recorded the ceremony and received great feedback. There was also, if anybody watched, it was quite a award for a little guy named Ryder Lewis, who got like the Good Samaritan, Good Human Award. He deserves it, but they just went on and on about what kind of human he was. And if you've ever met this little guy, he's pretty incredible, and he's in the wrestling program. So I hope we get to see him all the way through. Right? So Ryder Lewis, that was a pretty big deal. Did you see it? Anybody see it? Anybody catch it? It's pretty cool. New students at Jefferson. We welcomed 5 new students at Jefferson who helped them settle in. Ms. McCullough and I hosted donuts with the principal. We provided donuts, Monica's Donuts, and made sure the students felt welcome and comfortable. Have fun. Mrs. Young was awarded a grant. She received a generous grant from Directions Credit Union, which allowed her to purchase $500 worth of new equipment for his foods class, which at this point is one of the most popular classes in the building. Right? 3 upcoming events. We're going to be celebrating Dr. Seuss's birthday. I'm working with our 6th grade teachers to celebrate Dr. Seuss's birthday. We invited local children's author Pete Rendina to speak about creative writing. He's also affiliated with Devin Rucker through the Snow County Sports Network. Additionally, a few wrestling characters are pending, and we should hear back early February. Right. He also has a name. His name is Bosco, as in stick. The last thing, yoga and meditation trial class. We're offering a trial yoga and meditation class donated by Whitney to see if its benefits work for students. Ms. McCullough has got her list of 20 students who will attend this class during their specials. If successful, we hope to offer it 1 to 2 times per month. Parents will be informed that they believe their child will benefit from it. We will add it to their class list. I could go on. There's other things in the report, but like I said, there's so many good things going on in the middle school right now. I could go on.
I missed it. What did you say about Bosco?
What I say about him?
Yeah.
I said that we were in process of applying for a grant that brings a service dog to the middle school.
Okay.
One of the grants is currently pending, and we should hear back from, they said, early February.
Yes.
And his name is Bosco.
Bosco. I knew the name. I thought you were saying that you already had Bosco.
We're working on it.
I'm like, what?
We're trying. We wrote the grant about 3 weeks ago, and they told us they would get back to us in February.
All right. Ms. Crossley.
We finally wrapped up first semester. We had a slight delay with our weather days. Exams got pushed back a little bit. And so yesterday was the first day of second semester. We are still, the staff at the high school is still heavy in our curriculum work. This morning, Mr. Gilbert and Mrs. Powers, our counselors, and Mrs. Evie, our curriculum director, and I attended a session at the ISD going over the flexibilities of Michigan Merit requirement. Michigan Merit curriculum graduation requirements and the personal curriculum part of that. So that was a 3-hour session. We learned a ton. We had some time to discuss some things after. So that was really good for us to all be there. With our rollover into second semester, we started using Securely Hall Pass at high school, and we are working on some kinks before the middle school starts out. So far, it's going to be wonderful. With Securely, we will be able to tell you where kids are all the time. So if there's an issue, if there's an emergency, if a parent says, I need my kid right now, I can pull up the computer and say, they just left the bathroom in the CTE wing and find them instantly. We can know where kids are, if there's a lockdown or anything. So it's really going to be good. We're just getting everybody used to using it. I sent a letter home yesterday and posted it on Facebook, and so far it seems to be well received. I haven't gotten any complaints. So it's a really good program, and we're really lucky to have it. We are also starting Navigate 360, which is a program that will allow our students in-house, if they're in a suspension, to have a restorative course. If they are in trouble for disrespect, they maybe have to do some kind of course on behavior and being respectful to others and being kind to other people. So there are courses in Navigate 360 that are geared toward different disciplinary issues. And so we'll be able to use that as part of our consequence, so it isn't just time sitting somewhere and no meaning to it. Next week is Winterfest. As Ms. Rowe mentioned, it's Spirit Week. Just to get you all started, Monday is Mismatch Day. So if you show up at any of the schools and see people dressed like they didn't have a mirror that morning, that's on purpose. We posted the days on Facebook, but we can repost them or send them out if anyone needs the days. We are currently having a shoe fundraiser through the Band Boosters. Students people bring in old shoes you don't wear anymore, donate them. The company gives the school money for the shoes, and then they reuse the shoes, they redistribute the shoes and donate them to someone else. So it benefits the school and it benefits people outside. So that's running through the end of February. We are later in February 25th, at the high school, we're having a day called Reality Fair, and it's for our juniors and seniors. The Monroe County Credit Union comes in and they do a budget workshop with our kids. They call it Budget Boot Camp, and they get a presentation, and then they spend like an hour or so working through a budget, how to pay your bills, how much money do you have here, and it's an hour and a half session. The juniors will go in the morning, the seniors in the afternoon, and they should get a better handle on what it's like to have to pay your bills in real life. The 28th, we will have an early middle college presentation to our 8th graders. So they are prepared when we start talking about applications for the early middle college. And prior to that date, and I'm still sorting out a date, and as soon as I have it, I'll share it. We want to have a parent meeting for those parents who are interested in enrolling their child in the early middle college, and parents who want to hear the benefits of dual enrollment as well. So we're going to have a parent meeting to explain the rules and how that works, and what your student can get out of dual enrollment and what your student can get out of early middle college. So we'll have those things going on near the end of February. That's it. Thank you. Oh, no, I'm sorry.
Absolutely.
I almost forgot. We recently received a grant for a therapy dog as well. And Mr. Abrams has been looking into where we get the dog, what kind of dog. He's been talking to, her name is gone from me right now. She is with Wolf Lodge, and they've been sorting things out. Our dog at the high school, his name is Bear.
Absolutely.
Regardless of what
Gender, yes.
I like it. Our dog's name is Bear. So we're in the process of working on that as well. Thank you.
We got to get dogs at every school.
Oh,
I really want to find a litter of all brothers and sisters.
that would
Ours is
be
honey. Honey.
I heard yours was Honey Bear. So
Where do these dogs live?
Miss Rowe,
You don't have any questions. That's a good question.
the admin, Mr. Netto, is taking Bosco home with him. Yeah, they wanted that to happen. Yes, Miss Crosley, who's keeping Bear?
I'm not sure.
I volunteer Mr. Abrams.
Yeah, he's got his hands.
Deb, we need a
I
dog
have
down
a
here.
dog.
I need a therapy dog.
Therapy dog, so I don't know.
If it's a seizure dog, I'll take it. Oh my gosh,
Lord,
I
you
love it.
guys.
So fun. So fun. I have one more shout out to give. It is my turn, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, so two things. Obviously, you just heard from our building administration, but I just want to give all of them a humongous shout out. The work that is going on day in and day out and leading our teachers. I don't get to see them as often as I would like, but I 1000% need everybody to know publicly, as well as the board, that we are so blessed to have the leadership that we do in this district. The relationships, I just posted on our Facebook yesterday, giving Mr. Netto in the middle school a shout out, but I know that the relationships are happening at every building. It's incredible to hear in the community the things that people are talking about and the vibe and the bear pride and the positivity that is just radiating from our district. Every single time I'm out and about, part of living in the community of which I work in, I am stopped all the time. And the feedback is just incredible of what is going on. That is a true testament to our building administrators and our teachers and our families, and most importantly, our students. Just being out in the community as often as I am and hearing, kids like, oh, Mrs. G, and just talking about the positivity is a really, really big deal, because I think I might be going on 8 months now, and I feel like I've worked here for a really, really long time. But I'm only about 8 months in, and it is like unbelievable, the night and day of the feelings and the vibe of this community. And I'm so incredibly proud of everybody. I am literally stopped everywhere I go talking about how everybody is on the same page and the feelings that the kids have. And really because of that, I want to be very intentional why I'm sharing this information is because since count day, we have increased our enrollment by 42 students.
That's huge.
That's a really big deal.
It's a really big deal, especially because I was just reading an article about how the student numbers across the state of Michigan have been tanking. So that is huge.
Yes, we have a number of kids leaving virtual and coming back to in-person. The parents that are coming in and meeting with me over here talking about, I just want to know, I've been hearing some things, my son or daughter want to come back in. And then also the number of kids coming from neighboring districts that had left us prior to school of choice are coming back to us. So I am incredibly proud of that. And I wanted to share that number. We have lost some kiddos as well, but when we lose a student, it's really important to note. And I have Miss Tammy Vore, who does our pupil accounting. She runs the reports for me to make sure that we're consistent. And she just handed them to me today. They'll be in your board reports tomorrow. But the kids that have left us have moved out of district. So it's really important to note that the kiddos that are leaving us are not leaving us due to anything that we are doing or something that's within our control. It's from the families that are moving outside. So looking at past data, it was for opposite reasons of kids that we were losing at that time. So it's really important, and it's a huge testament, like I said, and I cannot say it enough. The leadership that we have in our buildings, it starts with all of you, and the modeling that you do for your staff every day of relationships with kids, that is what keeps kids in school always. And it's really, really incredible to watch and see. And the teachers are following suit. Everybody seems to be on the same page. We're moving in an awesome direction. Our curriculum is phenomenal that we are going to be adopting soon. The work that our secondary teams are working on I've never seen anything like it. The teamwork and everybody being on the same page, knowing that this is what's best for kids and this is what we need to do in order to move our district forward and make sure that we're state aligned with all of the different areas and subjects and core areas. And now with this I gave you a shout out when you weren't here, Deb, and Ms. Vasilo, of course, that the two of them wrote this grant for visual arts and music and all of our areas, because I want to make sure that our kiddos that are not involved in athletics, but their thing is music and art, that we are just as passionate about celebrating those kids as well. I feel like a lot recently, we've been talking a lot about our football projects and our track and sharing a lot of things about our athletics, but as a superintendent, it's really, really important to me that all of our kids from all different areas of, likes, dislikes, whatever it is, that they're celebrated as well. So that grant is huge, and I just can't say enough about how we're moving every area of our district forward. So I wanted to take a minute to share that tonight because I'm super, super pumped. I'm very, very proud of everybody. So thank you. And thank you to the board too. We can't move things forward without your support and helping us move forward, and the buy-in and the teamwork and everybody being on the same page. It's critical for this district. So thank you to everybody.
Okay. Board closing comments, Ms. Evans.
I just want to thank everybody for being here, Ms. Rowe, Ms. Crossley, Mr. Netto, and
Ms. Wendell, thank you very much for the report. Really excited about what's going on in the school. Our students really need it. So, and thank you to the audience members for coming tonight.
Thank you. Mr. Bedard.
Thank you all. Thank you. Good, thank you.
Say thanks for everybody showing up. The presentation earlier was awesome, very heartfelt.
I'm sorry, I get a little emotional.
Okay.
It was a very emotional night.
So
That guy is so
I
special
try
to
to
me.
hold it back. Other than that, the therapy dogs, hearing about that, that's awesome. For some, they have to go and take care of them afterwards, but other than that, the grants for the music, that's amazing. I'm looking forward to seeing what comes out of there. Other than that, the grant for Cub Care, hopefully that goes well and goes through. And then I am bummed I won't be able to make the daddy-daughter dance that's coming up. I will be in Disney instead.
Oh,
Oh.
man, that's gotta be difficult.
Ms. Jackie.
Thank you guys all for the amazing reports. It's always so exciting to hear what's going on. And as a parent of kiddos who love the music thing and the visual arts, all of that, I'm very excited that we have such an amazing grant to spend on them. You know, they'll be able to use it for a few more years since they're still in elementary. Here and for sticking with us. It's been fun to make all of these changes and work through it together.
Thank you. Mr. Foster.
First and foremost, administration, you guys are amazing. You guys are like foundation. I hate to say it all the time, but can't give you guys enough praise. Everything you guys do. Seriously, this is the heartbeat of our school. You guys with the kids grow from start to finish. You're molding them how we hope all the Bears will turn out. Productive members of society. Ms. Wendell, thank you for your report. All you do with facilities, transportation, everything, just A to Z. Thank you. I know you don't get the recognition that you deserve as well. We did have a tragedy on Sunday. We did have a family in our district, 3 baby bears, current baby bears, and then there's a 4th one that's real little that they did lose their home to a tragic incident, tragic fire. Not only is our administration stepping up, leading the way to fundraising, it's amazing, but I'd like to give a shout out to some of our community. We have one particular business owner, Miss Kelly Sovey at Burness Bar, that has donated an amount of money for every Burner burger sold, $2 for every burger sold for the next 2 months.
Oh, wow.
You guys have no idea in the world that we live in, there's not a lot of profit there. So that is one of the kindest people. And if we can, anybody in the community, obviously we're on TV now, pay it forward. There's a bucket there too. And Mr. Brian Prather from Bedford Wellness Pharmacy is donating the first, or matching the first $1,000. So this family is loved because they are a Bear family. And if we treat this as our shirts say, Bear family, this is what we should be doing. But thank you guys 100% for what you guys are doing. Thank you.
Sure.
Yeah, just thanks everybody. Thanks all the staff for what they do. Obviously, all the people, a lot of people that helped in the tragic incident are actually tragic, but turned out pretty good. Thank you for all your help. Thank you, Mrs. G, for everything that you do.
Ditto. Thank you all. I love the reports. The positivity that I hear on a daily basis is quite a change from just a year ago. And I welcome that change. Touching on what Shane had said about the family and Burners, there are a couple other businesses such as Dave's Carpet, who is donating some money, some clothing. But Mr. Foster and I have decided to do a collection on behalf of the board. So if you guys want to get with one of us, we'll take the collection as a Board of Education, just to say, hey, we're here and we support you. Other than that, that's all I have for tonight. I appreciate the presentation, Amy, tonight. It was wonderful. Hopefully it's not a live news article, but if it is,
It will be airing. Yeah, the Toledo Channel 13 is, we will be live on real TV, not YouTube, guys. I know you guys keep saying we're on TV. We're on YouTube.
This
This is-
TV for a lot of
this is
people.
TV.
though.
This
There's
is
a lot of
true.
people that don't
This
have
is true.
regular
This is true.
television anymore.
Jody said earlier, he's like, well, are we going on TV tonight? I'm like, no. He's like, what do you mean? I thought you said we're gonna be on TV from now on. I'm like, it is YouTube. It is YouTube.
It's TV.
Oh, I love
Okay.
it. I love it. I'm like, yes, we are live all the time now. Yes. Yes.
So with that, I'll take a motion to move the regular board meeting be adjourned.
Motion?
Mrs. Lancaster, supported by Mr. McLaughlin. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? Motion carries 7-0. We are adjourned at 7:22 PM.
It's what we do. It is what we do.
Dan, I guess.
Thank
I
you
should
for
have said
joining
there's many
us.
More businesses out there, but I didn't know. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good. You're good. I had it wrote down for Vernus and Dave, and you took Vernus, so I could say. No, it's perfect. You did say there were many businesses.
So,
Oh, yeah.
just so you guys are aware too, is, so it reached out